Hey guys, it's Megan. I watched the live feeds after the Big Brother show tonight. I haven't seen the episode yet, but I know the outcome. So I'm actually going to post the results here because I figure if you're going to watch my video about Big Brother Season 17, the second eviction night, then odds are either you've not watched the episode, you're looking for me to give you a quick recap of who won, or you just figured you'd tune into me and you don't have to watch the show. I don't know. I don't know the breakdown of how everything happened, but I do know that there are some more twists in the game. As far as I know, they haven't restocked their supplies, although they still have stuff. They're not completely destitute out of stuff. I know this evening you had Meg and Mama Day up on the block, and Shelly was HOH. She and Clay had to vacate the HOH room because obviously they have to restock it, clean it for the next person. So tonight, I'm not sure how it all went down, except for to the extent of that, unfortunately, as much power as she thought she had in the house, she knew her days were numbered, and Mama Day got evicted tonight. Second eviction. Last week it was Jace. This week it's Mama Day. Davon. I don't know what all, like I said, I don't know what all transpired. Then there was the HOH competition, and Jeff was oblivious. He didn't know who won it. He forgot there's two HOHs instead of one. Somehow the new HOHs of the week are Austin and Vanessa, which means if Austin and Vanessa are up, the likelihood is that Jeff or James would be going up on the block. Now, I don't know this to be a fact. It's just talk between the two of them, and I'm sure, of course, Audrey's going to be bending their ear because she knows that the pressure's off of her. Austin won't get rid of Liz because I think he's got feelings for her, or he looks at her like, you know, a sister in the game, and he's not going to part ways with her. Vanessa, it surprised me that she was actually an HOH, and I don't know which one will get knocked off first. Obviously, there's going to be some more twists, and there's something about a party, some kind of party that they might do a luxury competition for. I don't really know. Like I said, I haven't actually watched the episode. This is all the things that I have figured out by watching the feeds afterwards. Whatever competition they had, I assume it involved plaid because, you know, at least one or two of the people were wearing plaid. Now, I know it was hot outside. Last night when they were practicing this, the competition had to have something to do where you had this big, long thing where you put a ball on it, and you rolled the ball to the end, and there was like almost like you'd describe the end of it reminded me of a ski jump, because you let the ball slide and then you hit it down on this thing, and it's like a catapult, I guess you'd say. And they had to knock, I guess I'm assuming they had to knock these balls into either buckets or trash cans or something. And those are the two that won that. Well, they did that, and I mean, there was a little bit of talk about it, but afterwards, a lot of them were just wanting to either go back to bed or get something to eat, because I guess the whole day, when you prepare for a live show, it's a lot that goes into it, so they have to, excuse me, all have to get spiffied up and everything. I don't exactly know all the rules on there. I know when they were talking about things that they wanted, when they get casted, they have to put what kind of things they like down on a piece of paper or on a application, and then when they get HOH, I guess when they stock their goodies and such, they'll put those items in the room. Well, Austin he wants a lot of protein, so he just said protein everything, so I wonder if they'll just give him like all the flavors under the sun that they can think of, or what they're going to do. course, he made a joke saying, "Oh, yeah, add amphetamines to it, too." I'm thinking to myself, great. So we're going to have somebody go to a gag store, a gag gift store, and buy him stuff that looks like the things that aren't really it. So I hope that they'll look at that and, you know, say, well, maybe we'll get him some protein bars. We'll get him a little protein powder, although I think some of the guys have been overdoing it on the protein powder. I see some of them, that's the only thing you see. You don't see them eating anything because they're not eating the slop. I don't think there's have-nots this week. As far as I can tell, they haven't been established yet. Although I would really love to see that final group that hasn't done it yet wind up doing it, just for the fact that they can feel what it's like to experience it. I thought Devon was part of the last have-not group, but I don't know. But I noticed the day before eviction, she was eating potato chips, and I don't know if you're allowed to do that. Although if she figured she was on her way out of the house, she may have just not cared. I don't really know. The house guests all had enchiladas and steaks and stuff like that last night, and I sit there and watch Clay cook for everybody, and it's nice, but you know, some of the techniques aren't really the greatest, and Austin was complaining he was having trouble because of the steaks this morning, because he was just feeling icky. So I wonder what he's rubbing them down with, and exactly cooking steaks in a wok, yeah, that's okay, it's a pan, but, I mean, he is 20-some years old, and he's learning, but he's not a short-order cook, so I think it'd be nice as a luxury competition thing if they allowed a personal chef come in and teach them how to make certain meals, and then, you know, leave the groceries for those items and let them make it for the house. And they could even, you know, film it like one of their little podcasts they could do, because they were talking about having Clay and Becky do a cooking one. I mean, I don't think that they're horribly bad cooks, but I don't know. And then when they opened the freezer tonight in the storage room, it looked to me like it was filled with, I don't know if it was pizzas or TV dinners or what, but it was like snug full of that stuff. So I think that's going to be weird the way that, you know, that would be a good thing, and it would also teach them, you know, stuff, and it could be a well-known, you know, person come in. They're talking about twisting up the game. You know, it could be a well-known, and maybe the luxury competition can have a couple of people learn how to do it, and the other ones can watch, because, you know, the ones that win get to do it. And then the chefs be somebody who can, you know, sign and autograph a cookbook for them or something. You know, that would be a nice thing. I know this isn't a cooking show, but I think that would be awesome to do. I used to think when I watched Big Brother, which I had been watching it the last 3 seasons, and then I've gone back and watched the back seasons on the CBS, and I think I'm either up to season 6 or 7 now, because I wasn't watching it back in, 99, 2000 when it first premiered for the US version. Oh, my train of thought just left. This is the first year that I've done the live feeds, because I wasn't going to pay $30 to do it last year, and the other ones I didn't really know what the live feeds were, but I think now that I've seen it this year, I'm addicted to it, so I think I'm going to want to see the live feeds every year. Because it used to show, you know, they would get into the HOH room, sometimes they would have beers in the fridge or on the table, or they would, you know, when the show opens, they have, you know, refreshments, or when they are outside, they're given refreshments, which are mostly alcohol. There's stuff that's not alcohol, but I kind of thought that possibly the show did, you know, just gave them what they wanted, like large quantities of alcohol, but come to find out, you know, certain events they'll allow them to have a little bit, but they don't give them, like, you know, they're not going to pull, like, 3 or 4 30-pack Stones, you know, Keystone Lights, or, you know, I'm not trying to get in trouble for saying any names, or, you know, the big packages, you know, that they, it's like a cube, and sometimes you can fit 30 of them in it, like the cans. They don't give them as much as I used to think they would. And some of the castmates complain because they want a beer, or they want a couple beers. They're like, just give us a few 6-packs and that'll be it. So I'm proud that CBS isn't making them all lushes, although I think it was one of the early seasons with Amy. She, like, they would be given a certain amount, and she would, like, try to fight each person for their alcohol. Like, she would try to, you know, get somebody to give her an extra drink, and she'd be hammered, and then she'd be wanting more. And I applaud CBS for not overindulging them on the alcohol. And I was talking to my husband tonight, wondering, you know, just a ballpark, let's say this year alone, for the production costs, for the shooting costs, for the distribution costs, all the groceries, all the clothes, shoes, accessories, anything they need for competitions, you know, rebuilding sets in the backyard, events, stuff that they get. I wonder how much money, and their groceries, and each of the casts getting a stipend, I wonder how much money it costs to do an entire season of Big Brother. I wonder if it's like $5 to $10 million. I mean, and I'm counting the grand prize, where, you know, that's like $500,000 plus the runners-up and America's Favorite. So I think it's safe to say we're probably between $5 and $10 million. If I'm wrong, somebody, you know, let me know. But I looked up Wikipedia, and the cast, season 15, at least Wikipedia or some site that it sent me to when I was on the internet, said that each of the cast members make about $750 a week. Now, what I heard Jace saying was he's not going to be able to get his stipend until the season's over with. So if they only make $750 a week, okay, if you're in there for 2 weeks before you go to the first eviction, so that's like $1,500. But you can't get your $1,500. Mama Day might make $1,500, or she might make more. She won't get hers until the season is completely over. Whereas if you make it from the first week and you make it into the jury house, then you still get your stipend for every week because you're working. They consider that you're there till the end of the season. But the ones that go home and don't make it to the jury house aren't going to be paid as much. And the payment could be up higher. It could be $1,000 a week. I mean, you got to think, you're going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, we're seeing live feeds. Yeah, you're sleeping for part of it, but you're still working. That kind of has a little sweet taste to it. Brand new bottle of water. Makes me wonder. Maybe I should check my sugars. Maybe I'm the one tasting the sweetness because maybe my sugars are high. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, those are my take on Big Brother Season 17. And yes, I did announce the evictor, the evictee, the one, I don't know. I announced who went home. I announced who got HOH. I don't know, you know, anything beyond that yet. I did watch the little podcast feed last night where it was like a dating profile, and they had Jackie and James and Jeff and Austin were all vying for her love, and Austin won whatever it was. So it was just a cute little funny thing, and then they all had dinner, and the have-nots finally got to eat, although I think earlier in the week they got to have some sort of barbecue for the 4th of July, so the have-nots kind of got, you know, at least an hour or two of a break somewhere along the line for the week, so it wasn't as rough, but some of them were saying that they were just waiting for this to get over with so they could eat. So, I did hear that Liz, or it could have been Julia, got food poisoning from some of the fish, and I wonder if they left the pan out from the fish tacos the night before, and the other one came in the game and maybe didn't know that had been left out all night and had some and got sick off of it. I don't know. So, that's my take. And I'll be back in a little bit with another video because I found something interesting that I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to read it off my phone as I go, so stay tuned. Alright? Good night.